You could all join us at this beautiful wedding to celebrate Donnie and Deborah. No, that's not it. I'm sorry. Danny and Devin. Danny and Devin, yeah. I always forget that. Anyways, I'm Dylan, Danny's best brother. I decided to throw my name in the ring for best brother instead of best man because there's much less competition, so I knew I had a decent shot. Joking aside, when Danny asked me to be his best man, I was honored. In the end, I think it actually came down to me and Benny, Danny's dog. Lucky for me, Benny's suit wasn't ready in time, and he couldn't figure out how to hold the mic. No thumbs. I know Danny also has a lot of really great friends, so it did mean a lot that he chose me. Then, I thought about who his friends are, and I realized it was probably because he thought I would be the only one sober enough to speak coherently at this point in the evening. And I was right. When I started preparing this speech, so many stories started flooding into my head. I saw this as an opportunity to talk about a hero of mine, a handsome, kind-hearted man, admired by all who know him. But when I showed a draft of the speech to my wife, Amber, she tore it up. She told me the best man speech was supposed to focus on the groom, not on myself. So I had to start all over. If anyone wants to hear the first draft, find me after this. It was really good. Way better than this one. Danny and I, we're closer than most brothers. Literally, he is inside of me at all times. And if we were at a wedding in West Virginia, that might have a different meaning. For those of you that don't know, Danny actually saved my life when he gave me his bone marrow in 2009. Which, of course, brought us very close together. And it also keeps us extremely close because we now have the exact same DNA. So he knows that if he ever gets on my bad side, I can frame him for murder. And that is a pretty good motivator. And Devin, I know she also comes from a very close family, and I'd like to share a quick story about how I knew she was ready to be just as close with our family. So Danny, Devin, and I were all roommates about 5 years back. At the time, I was dating Amber, who lived with us about half the time as well. One night, Amber and I were asleep in our bedroom downstairs. Danny and Devin had the room upstairs. Around 2 a.m., we woke up when our bedroom door opened. We looked up, and there was Devin, in her pajamas, sleepwalking. She then proceeded to walk past the bed, into our bedroom, into the bathroom, close the door, use the bathroom, and come back out. Still asleep. Then she walked towards us, over to the bed, and started to climb into bed with us. I know that they say you're not supposed to wake up a sleepwalker, but at this point we did not have much of a choice. After a few seconds of us saying her name, Devin finally woke up enough to realize where she was. She mumbled an apology and sleepily walked back upstairs. I tell that story not to embarrass my new sister-in-law, but just to show that even in her sleep, Devin was always very comfortable with our family. Maybe too comfortable, but that's okay. Luckily, we all have our own separate houses now. Danny, just make sure you keep the doors locked at night and maybe see about getting her chipped. Okay now, Danny, Dev, this part requires a little bit of participation. If I could get you both to turn and look at each other. Danny, look deep into the eyes of your new wife. Devin, look deep into the eyes of your new husband. Feel the love between you both. And as you stare at the love of your life, your best friend, your partner, I want you to remember that you are staring into the eyes of the person who is now statistically most likely to kill you. My money's on Dev. She's small, but she's cunning. In all seriousness, In all seriousness, I am so incredibly happy for you both. Danny, thank you for being the best brother that I could have ever asked for. Devin, I could not pick a more perfect person for my brother. Welcome to the family. I love you both. Now, if you could all please raise your glasses and repeat after me. To Donnie and Deborah,